Alright, we should be live. We're back. We're drafting some Pioneer Masters. Let's pop back over here. Throw down our gems and see what we can accomplish. Ah, fired immediately. Two people also immediately queued up. There we go. There's the last two. They're like, wow, that was fast. Or it took forever on their end. What do we want to do? We have Coordinated Assault, which I do like as one of the premier combat tricks of red-white aggro or any base red aggro. Being able to push a bunch of damage through, making sure your guys live. Binding of Thassa is an interesting card, at least. I don't know exactly what deck wants this. Blue-white flyers isn't terrible. Blue-red, although that tends to be more spells matter if it winds up being like base red aggro with blue instead of white or black. I don't think blue-green particularly wants it, although you can force your opponent to make bad attacks into your large creatures if you want to. It is different enough, too, that I'm tempted to take it here over some okay cards in this pack, so maybe we'll take it and see what happens. I am very much not committed to actually playing this. Alright, Ob Nixilis' Cruelty is one of the best removal spells in the format, as is Wild Slash. So I think I'm down to grab a Cruelty here and see if blue-black is flowing. If it's not, we can abandon the Bident, or the Cruelty for that matter, but... Now, what have we got now? We have a Devour Flesh. There's another Wild Slash. I might legit be down for taking the Ob Nixilis' Cruelty into the Wild Slash and being sad that we had to pass another Wild Slash that can't table and do some, like, red-black shenanigans. If we were to stay in blue-black, I want the Gurmag Angler, but I don't currently have the enablers, so I'd also be a little interested in Devour Flesh. I could also take the Devour Flesh as a mediocre removal spell over the Wild Slash, but I think... Because blue-black does really well with a lot of cheap removal spells, because there are two different creatures in the format right now. The Scab, but also Archaeomancer is in, that can buy back removal spells, so having cheap interaction that you can buy back is actually pretty decent. Alright. Feeling okay about going into blue-black if we're going to get a Disciple and our best red card is Boundary Lands Ranger. Our only red card is Boundary Lands Ranger. Some okay green cards, but not the green I want for like a green-black deck for the most part. In fact, entirely at this point. Like, I don't want the hero. I guess District Guide is fine regardless of what green deck I went into. So there's a chance I want District Guide. Because right now we only have the Bident of Thassa, and that's not doing a whole lot for our black-blue control deck. It does turn all of our creatures into, like, Thieving Magpie type things, so that's not terrible. I guess now I can pick up Gurmag Angler over Illusory Angel and Mizzium. If we wanted the green cards, we would have Seed Guardian here, and we haven't seen any red since like 4 picks in, so... Right, now we can grab a Treasure Cruise, but now I really need to start finding the self-mill cards, because now I have the Treasure Cruise and the Gurmag Angler. I do want one Mizzium skin to protect something like Gurmag Angler. Right now this is a terrible Bident of Thassa deck, by the way. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I do like Keepsake Gorgon, but I definitely would prefer an Undead Butler for blue-black first. You need a critical mass of the self-mill cards, so... We had a self-mill blue-black splashing green deck yesterday that had a lot of fun things going on. I did botch one turn against one opponent. I did not think I had played a land, or I thought I had played a land and I had not. And I could have played the 4-drop, buy back a spell, and actually cast the spell in the same turn, and that would have been a huge game. And instead I did not, and then I lost because of it. My brother's like, you could have played the other one and played your land. And I was like, I don't have a land drop. Swamp is highlighted. It's like, okay, I did not think I had a land drop. And yeah, I would have been able to kill their larger creature, not take all the damage I took that turn, and everything would have been infinitely better. Alright, we'll take a 1 of Windrider Patrol. We'll take Consider. Nothing I really want here. Like, I don't even have the gates for the Opal Lake. I think I will actually take this just in case. There are a few green cards I would consider splashing in blue-black. And this way we have access to them. I already have a Mizzium skin. I wonder if I should take Rakdos Guildgate over it, just in case I get red cards I want to splash. Yeah, I can see that. I only want one Mizzium skin in the deck. Like, 2 of them are too redundant if you draw both of them, and it's not so good that I desperately need to have it in my hand, but it's super helpful to have 1 copy available. Like, you play one of your bigger things, and you can hold up 1 blue mana, and it's safe from all the target removal in the set. Especially considering there are not very many, if any, Wraths left in the set. I think it's still just Gates Ablaze now that we've rotated out of the Spells Matter portion, so... Alright, Void Winnower is not the balmy rare I was looking for. We have Archaeologist and Ob Nixilis' Cruelty. Technically, the Archaeologist is better, but I'm going to take the Cruelty. Because only the blue-black deck wants the Archaeologist. Literally every black deck wants the Cruelty, so depending on what other players are drafting will determine whether or not I can wheel the Archaeologist, where we have a 0% chance to get Cruelty back. That being said, if there is another self-mill drafter at the table, I'm not going to see that Archaeologist, so... But there's a lot more of a chance I will get past an Archaeologist than that I will get past a second Cruelty. So. Alright, so we really like to see Archaeomancers and Scabs, because those go a long way towards making a deck like this just do its thing consistently. And we do not have that. 3 mana, 2/3 Menace, not amazing. I don't have the flyers to make Gust of Wind good. This might legit be a Pelakka Predation and a bit of a feel bad. We were nowhere near white at any point in time, so while Dictate of Heliod is insane, it's not really a card I could ever have considered taking. Yeah, I don't think white was viable, like, even at the beginning of the draft. I don't think there were any white cards where it's like, no, I should take these and be prepared to receive our Dictate of Heliod later on. Alright. Flying Essence Scatter versus not much else. Yeah. There's a on-color Guildgate in the pack. Okay, there's the Archaeomancer. Losing primarily Cloudfin Raptor. We don't have the cards for Nantuku Husk right now. Take the Archaeomancer here. There's a Skeleton, which is okay. We do want to be able to mill ourselves, and having the Skeleton is fine. There's a lot of large non-trampling creatures in the set. Like, they gain trample by picking up, like, Audacity or Unflinching Courage. They don't have it naturally, so the Skeleton goes a long way if they can't find one of their trample enablers. I think it's a little bit better than the Bat here. Although now that I have a Skeleton, if you give me the option again and those are the only 2 cards, I'm taking the Bat every single time. Alright, there is a Cruel Revival. This would also be our first Read the Bones, but we do have access to Treasure Cruise, so not like we don't have the good card draw spells available. Take the Revival. We still haven't seen the Ensouled Scab or whatever it's called. Possessed Scab. That's what it is. I was like, I know it has like one of Innistrad's Geists attached to it. Like that's the whole thing with it, is that the Stitcher has attached a ghost to their zombie in order to come a little closer to mimicking life. Dreadhound is not terrible. It's a decent enough finisher. Devour Flesh is only an okay removal spell. It does get better the more Devour Fleshes you have, because then you're more likely to be able to kill the thing that you actually wanted to kill. But early on, Devour Flesh is very good for killing things that either before you get to the mana for cruelty or just to get the thing off the table. That being said, I do like a Stab Wound. It kills the little creature still, but it also puts the opponent on a clock while making their larger creatures weaker. I do think Stab Wound is less impressive in this format, where there's a lot of higher power level creatures, than it has been in previous sets. So there's that. Alright, I'm not running this, and I have a Rakdos Guildgate, so Dreadbore's not entirely off the table, but I think I'm just taking the Mythic for future gem consideration. And we will take an Evolving Wilds. Oh, we did get the Dimir Guildgate on the wheel. I will actually take the Guildgate. We have 19 playables at the moment, so it's just a matter of getting a few more, so getting some fixing is like a better use of my time and energy than getting a mediocre card. Oh, we even got the Read the Bones on the wheel. That's super helpful. And we're set on card draw spells unless we actually open some crazy one. Yeah, don't need the second skeleton, so I think this is just Ingenious Scab, and be sad that we didn't get a better pick one in pack 3. Oh, there's Possessed Scab, finally. There's a Bat. Saloon Division, so yeah, just easy Possessed Scab. Buzzing fly sound effects as I keep picking up zombies now. Alright, we don't have the near infinite levels of removal that we had yesterday, but maybe that will stop me from playing a little more recklessly with the removal spells I do have. I also don't have 2 ultimate prices, so that's a little sad. Although we did kept getting killed by, like, gold flyers and whatnot, so that kind of makes up for it. Alright. We don't have the gates for Guild Summit. There is the Sire of Insanity, which is the type of thing I would splash for, you know, just spend my removal spells and get my creatures down as quickly as possible and then slam this guy. The downside is he makes cards like Possessed Scab a lot worse because you have to actually cast the spell in the same turn, or you don't get the value from it. Also, we only have the 1 fetch plus the 1 off-color duel. Alright, would I rather have Fell Stinger or another Devour Flesh? We might be able to wheel the Devour Flesh. We don't draw enough extra cards for Chasm Skulker to be great. And a 3-mana 1/1 is very below curve if you're getting beat down. It's a decent finisher, assuming that they don't manage to find an Ob Nixilis' Cruelty on time for it. Yeah, it's got a lot going against it. Being not great against the aggro deck and not great against other things. We don't need another Painful Truce, or we don't need a Painful Truce because it's a worse Read the Bones. We don't need another Skeleton. So Stab Wound and Saloon Division are the only 2 cards we can reasonably take here. Unless I wanted Wandering Fumarole. I'm going to take the Undead Butler because we did not wheel the Philology and we never saw another one. And we do need to self-mill. Ooh, very late in Rova Horror, though. And we're not even losing anything. Both the skin and the top crop are... We have a skin, and the top crop is very replacement level. Okay. I moused over the wrong blue 2-drop. Like, it's not terrible, because we can mill it, and then it's essentially a free spell in our graveyard. We only have the Winder, some of our Sorcerer Flies. So yeah, we're very light on flyers for the Gust of Wind, so that's not a viable card in our deck, really, spending that much mana. Another pack where I'm going to take the rare. We don't need 2 skeletons. We're nowhere close to having 4 of these, because I'm pretty sure this is my first one. Same thing for Void Winnower, but it just means that there's one less copy of each of them we need to open before we have the full playset from our prize packs. I might run the Bat. I don't think I'm running... I'm not running the Sky Lasher. I don't think I need to take it, though, as another bulk rare. Let's take the Bat instead. I will take Sire of Insanity, though, because we have plenty of him, so we might possibly be at the... I have 4 of this, so give me my free gems. Let's see, I'm at 8,310, so I'll have to see if I go up 20 gems. I have to see if the 10s digit becomes a 30 or not. If it does, that's because I have 4 Sire of Insanity already. Because I've drafted this thing a few times and built decks around. Ooh, we got the Cruel Revival back. And the Mizzium skin. Alright, so let's see. Can't quite see it because of the darkened screen. Ah, yay, we did go up. So what happens is once you have 4 of the card, the duplicate protection kicks in. You can't open it anymore out of booster packs. And once you have every single card, every single rare in the set, the only things you can do are either get rare wild cards or get 20 gems, which you'll get 20 gems a lot more often. The wild cards happen when the wild cards happen. The same thing is true for mythics, except that you get 40 gems for those. If you draft a card that you already had 4 of, that's a rare or a mythic, you get 20 gems or 40 gems added in at the end of the drafting portion. Because I already have 4 Sire of Insanity from this set, it can't give me any new ones, so it gives me the 20 gems instead. So I still have it available to use in my draft, but this one is replaced by 20 gems in my collection. So that's where the 20 gems came from, and one of the reasons why I take rares and mythics in packs that don't have anything for me, or that I know I'm not going to run the card. Ooh, excuse me. So we're at 48 cards, get down to 40. I think we can cut that and just go 8-8 and 1 split. I don't think we need the other one. Let's see. We have 2 Basilica Screechers and a Zephyr Winder for Bident of Thassa, so it's not unplayable. It might still be the cut. I think we lose the Ta Crop. I think it's worse than our other 2 drops. I have 1 Archaeomancer and 1 Scab again. Don't know that we need the Dreadhound, but not terrible in our deck. We probably don't need the Consider anymore. Consider is good as a, well, it's not good as a substitute, but if you're light on cards like Butler and Philology Archaeologist, you really need ways to mill cards from your deck in order to set up Treasure Cruise and Gurmag Angler. Like, I do wish I had a third. I wish I had 2 Philology to complement the 1 Undead Butler, but begging and choosing and all of that, we have to run the ones that we have. That's how Limited works. Still need 6 cuts. Our creatures are not bad for Bident of Thassa, but the Bident is also not amazing. Like, the Bident is terrible when we're behind, at least. If we're not dead, then Read the Bones gets a lot stronger than Bident of Thassa. It's the fact that we keep drawing extra cards every turn. Like, we get ahead, we stay ahead with Bident. But we don't even have, like, the large bodies to force them to attack. We've only got, like, 3. Like, everybody else is kind of medium, stat-wise, so... I think we can lose the Bind of Thassa. Predation is okay, but not amazing. Predation is a lot better when we're playing against other mid-range and control decks, because then we can take something preemptively from them that would be problematic. Usually, like, you know, a card draw spell or a value creature, you know, something along those lines, where just letting them cast it would be worse for us, even though now we're not giving them the option to spend all their mana on a creature we're going to kill immediately. I really don't want to cut any of the other creatures. It's possible I lose 1 Cruel Revival. It's okay. Like, it's a 5-drop removal spell, but it's also a card advantage spell. If we mill Possessed Scab with Undead Butler, being able to get it back, and then using it to get back a removal spell is huge. It buys back the Gurmag Angler when it dies. The Fellstinger's a zombie. That's a human. I had to double check this one. I could not remember what its creature types were. And then we have a few other random zombies we can get back. So, but 2 of them is probably excessive. We still need 3 cuts. Maybe I can afford to lose the Screecher, like one of them at least. I didn't want to cut too many more creatures, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're a little over on the non-creature spells. But I want the card draw, I want the removal. If we did cut more removal, it would have to be either the Stab Wounds or the Devour Flesh, and I think the Devour Flesh is too important against red-white aggro. Like, we don't care about them gaining life, we care about us not dying. And any of their creatures dying is going to be a big deal for us. The only way they can really get around this is with a Crowan Crusader on the play, with ways to target it at instant speed, so that way we're not getting a real creature out of the Devour Flesh. So I think we can lose the Stab Wounds. I do like Stab Wound a lot, but I think it's the weakest out of all of our removal spells, and I don't want to lose any more creatures. The other downside to losing the Stab Wounds is that if they're on a, like, 2-3 or something, and that's just bleeding them out, then the Disciple of Phoenix would be able to see them and get an extra card to look at from their hand, which can be very important depending on the situation. Alright, I think this is the deck, though. Alright, we'll give it a shot. It's nowhere near as good as our deck yesterday, but maybe our deck was too good. It made me play a little too loose. This one I have to tighten up if I want to get the wins, so... because I definitely threw that one game, at the very least. This is a very slow hand. If this is an aggro deck, I'm just going to die if I don't draw early removal spells. Alright, they are also on a mulligan, so hopefully they're more mid-range or control-y, and the potential card advantage from all of our cards. Nope, immediate mountain and drew another land for me, so I have very low hopes for our chances of victory. I am spiraling here. The only thing that's keeping me alive is that they have not cast anything yet in their red-white deck. I don't think I actually want either of these just yet. We put them to the bottom and draw 2 different cards. Alright, the Butler's a bit better, but yeah, we're going to cast the Disciple this turn, so take a card from them. Oh, hey, there's a cheap removal spell right on time. Alright, so we target them. We ask very politely if we may see their hand, or 2 cards from their hand. We will discard the better of the 2, by my reckoning. Ah, yes, that plains. That plains in particular. So they do have an evasive threat, and they can attack the 2-1 into my Disciple if they have anything. And I will gladly trade my Disciple for whatever they have. So, play the land I know about. I don't know if I want to fire off the Devour Flesh just so that the Scab has something to get back, or if we want to wait. Alright, well, that lets them attack without... They did discard a 2-drop creature, though, after playing out their land, so... Assuming either they have another 2-drop creature that they wanted, or... Yeah, I think we just let the damage happen here. Don't need to trade the Disciple for 3 life yet. The Disciple's not a zombie, so... Lack of creatures to get back. It's not doing me any favors here. Alright, let's cast the Butler, see what we hit. See if they shocked the Butler in response. They did not. We did hit a Scab. Okay, so now what we can do... we can double block the Ghirapur here and see if they have a spell. If they have a spell, we cast the Devour Flesh, make them lose the 1/1 flyer. Or that. Alright. So they almost definitely had something to target the Ghirapur the last turn. So... try and make them use that up on the Ghirapur and not on the... Is it the +2/+1 and then +1/+1 to their other creatures? Because that would be awful. Ah, Fall of the Hammer. Alright, so we Devour Flesh them, because they're going to lose the 1/1 flyer, but that saves us a point of damage here. And if they choose anything else, yeah. Then they're doing a lot less damage to us. Left the card on top. Kill the Butler. I take action, pull back the Scab. Guy dies, I go to 11. Alright, since none of my blocks are great, I'm running out the Scab to buy back the Devour Flesh here. I have way more than enough cards in hand, so I just need to, like, get some of their stuff dead. I can Devour Flesh and deploy the Scab. I can deploy the Scab and hold up the Devour Flesh. So that way I can trigger the Prowess and actually have a 4th or a 3/4 on their turn. Which still might not let me block. Yep. Although if they I did have the Devour Flesh, so if they attack with both, then I get to block here, take 7, go to 4. And if they don't have another creature, then we just devour their remaining creature here, so. And then that leaves them with a 2/2. That has to attack. Alright. They might still have something that kills our 2/3 here. Depending on what it is, though, we might be able to Cruel Revival their guy. Like, if they attack and it's just a trick, then we get to Cruel Revival their guy and pull back our Scab. And 2, 3, 4, 5. If we draw a land, we also get to deploy the Butler, so... If they have a removal spell or something, we're just in a lot of trouble, but... That's been true for a little while now. We got really lucky for them to have basically nothing for 3 turns, so... Like, they mulliganed and they kept a hand that didn't wind up doing anything until turn 3 on the draw in their white-red aggro deck, so... It's basically the kind of luck we need to win this game. Yeah, this is fine. Like, as long as they don't kill my guy here, it's still fine. Going to block, yep. They cast a whole bunch of spells so that their thing could hit me there. And now I get to kill their guy, pull back my Scab. They have no valid targets for their thing anymore. Run out a 1-2 that can block forever on their 3-1, in theory. 21 cards left in my deck. They've elected not to rebound their spell onto my 1-2. Not that it matters that their spell is gone forever. There's not a whole lot in white-red. Oh, that's a very dangerous card to see given our life total. And they're at 27 thanks to all of my life gain that I've inflicted on them, so. Alright. Yeah, they just need to draw stuff that targets the champion and we die now, so I need to find a removal spell for that thing. Or they can throw it at my face, I guess, if they want to. And now I need my Ob Nixilis' Cruelty. They have chosen not to throw it at my face. I still need my Cruelty, but... Well, I have not found it, so... we're gonna keep going. Yeah, it's not gonna take much for me to die here. They need a spell that targets their guy, and then they need to get the... Manticore dead. I'm gonna be in trouble. Oh, that's 2 now and guaranteed 2 next turn. And I have drawn a land. Perfect. Well, we tried, but I literally could not find one of my Ob Nixilis' Cruelties in 3 turns, so... Guess I needed to play the... Butler and hope that it wasn't the 3rd card down, but that just seems not great to go for there. Like, they just needed anything that targeted their guy. I'm very surprised, though, that they did not either sacrifice their 2-2 or play their 3-1 first and feed that to the Manticore, so that way they'd only need to find 1 targeted effect or get the Manticore killed. But... you know, if I just brick a couple turns in a row, it doesn't really matter if they give me an extra draw step. But if I could have found Cruelty, maybe. So, the fact that they gave me that extra draw step was very nice of them. Hey, it's Ob Nixilis' Cruelty. Well, I'm going first, and this time I have a hand that does something against an aggro deck before turn 3. And we'll also technically do something against Cloudfin Raptor here. I can't block it, so we're jamming for 1. Because they're not blocking. 1 damage is definitely going to matter at some point in time. Possibly in this game, who knows. They build a Plains, and they're just going to get, I'm guessing, Plains with Evolving Wilds, or their actual secondary color. I mean, without other creatures, the Raptor doesn't matter, and the other creature might be way worse than the Raptor at this point, so... Okay. They might have the 2-1 with Flash, but... I was gonna say, I don't even think that matters here. Alright. They also might have the Silumgar Sorcerer, the other 2-1 with Flash. Which would have allowed them to sack one of their creatures and counter my 2-3 on the way down. Well, that will finally grow the Raptor. So, good job, them. It is unsurprising. I will take the 1. get in for 4 real quick. Still hold up the cruelty. I don't want to run out the Windrider Patrol because they're already mildly inclined to target my scab here. Yeah. And now if we want to, we can sack the scab and then have a zombie in the graveyard for cruelty, because they're not doing anything. So, I feel like we have plenty of time here. Alright, run into an Essence Scatter if they have it. Love seeing them cycle that, as opposed to putting my guy on top of my deck. Yep. The bird is now a 2/3. Another compulsory rest. That's a little more disappointing, but grand scheme of things, not really a huge deal. 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2. If I'm going to Cruel Revival their thing, I think I wait. Should play out our land, though. Plenty of card draw on the deck. I don't want to not be able to cast it here. Okay. Let's take the 2. Alright. Now we kill the raptor, pull back the zombie. Or attempt to. We'll see if they have scatter. Sajiri. Okay. We should still get our zombie back, though. Since it's a valid target still. My turn. Zombie friend. And we just want to keep holding up the sorcerer. In case they have, like, Dragon Lord Ojutai or something. The 2. Yeah, I think now I'm fine to lose the Windrider Patrol. Gain my life back. My turn. So they snap double block. And I'm just going to exile the one. Comes back. Eat their other one. Leave them with no other creatures on board besides their flyer. Alright, exploit. Yep, okay. So we can't counter that. So I think we just pass, hold up the Silumgars. Then next turn we can put out a large Gurmag Angler. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we lose the scab over the cruelty because we still have both of our ways to get a creature back from the graveyard in our deck. Unfortunately, they have a fair amount of fodder left for chump blocking. Alright. Chew through all of that first. And out the bat. And I want to pass because otherwise I have to use 2 black and 1 to drain them 1 with the Butler. And they've been bricking, I guess, this entire time. So Gurmag Angler now is too much pressure. Yeah, that was a game where I never felt like we were under any real threat of dying. Like, they really needed to have a whole bunch of stuff going on. And it never felt like they did. It always felt like it's like, yeah, they're hitting me for 2 in the air every turn, but I'm still more or less in control of this game, by my reckoning, so I am on the play, and I do have removal spells and creatures on 3, so it's going to need to be an aggro deck going very fast, or it's going to need to be a control deck that's going to be able to grind through all of this value. And it might be that second one, but it's going to need to be that. Yep. Talcrop. I have a Scab. I need to draw some lands, though, because in the control matchup, you need the lands. In the aggro matchup, you need the cheap spells, and we have drawn, like, another cheap spell, so okay, found another land, that's good. I think we just pass here. They're, without them doing anything, they're not threatening to get through with the Jessamine Thief, so I kind of just want them to have to kill my guy first. I really need to find lands. I also don't want to get hit by the Jessamine Thief. I think I need to wait a turn to fire off this Stinger. If they don't do anything else this turn, I think I kill the Jessamine Thief at the end of their turn. And then I try and cast the Stinger on my turn. Because the Thief is going to be a huge problem here. If it can live and if it can push in for damage, so I don't want to leave the shields down against that thing. Alright, we did find our 5th land. So now I'm just going to deploy our best threat. They haven't had anything yet, but that doesn't mean they don't have a counterspell in their hand or a good removal spell. That's still fine, because that means it's more likely that the Dinrova Horror will land. Because that was always going to get me until I got to like 7. Or they can just have that. We have 2 cards in our graveyard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So technically we have what we need for that, so I think I lose the Zephyr-Winder. Because now I can deploy a 6/6. Assuming I don't hit anything here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So we should be able to get away with just these 2, right? Then tap out the rest of my mana. Yeah. So that leaves the Cruelty for the Possessed Scab to grab back. If they have like another Dinrova Horror or something, then I'm just basically dead. But that was going to be true anyway. I couldn't deploy 2 threats in the same turn, so. Alright, I do love seeing a pass there. Alright, Alright, I'm gonna cast the Possessed Scab, see if they have a counterspell. They did. Alright. Yeah, it kind of felt like they did there, so. And a Salundi Vision. Right? Found a Cruelty, so I'm taking 6 this turn. Oh. Well then. The problem is they still have 1 card in their hand, and none of my things deal with a massive flyer, and I can't hold up Visium Skin against their thing, so yeah. We're just gonna bounce their thing, make them discard a card. They had a Gurmag Angler. Okay. This thing is a 6/6. If I attack, then they might be inclined to kill the Denrovahar with Ob Nixilis' Cruelty instead. They also might have been inclined to double block there and trade both of their creatures, deploy the Sphinx, and just kill my guy, so... Well, they can't do both in the same turn, but... Oh, I know they have no way to revive it right now, so I'm just gonna take that trade. Because that's one less body on the table if I find some way to kill the Sphinx here. Unfortunately, Cruelty alone does not do it. So my options are attack with the Gurmag Angler. They're not going to block with the 6/6. They might block with the 2/2 though. Yeah, okay. So we take that. We cast the Stinger, sack the Stinger to itself to exploit, draw the 2 cards, found the Devour Flesh. Perfect. And now we're holding up Mizzium Skin. Okay. They have 2 black pips. They will get to see my bat and my zombie here. I don't care which one of those they take. The removal spell and the protection for their known removal spell are too important here. Alright. Actually feeling like I'm back in the driver's seat with this one. They go for the removal spell. Protect the Gurmag from it the first time. Swing 5. Yep. And... play my bat. That's the turn here. So they have 1 unknown and a 2/1. Damn, that's a good pull. Jesus. It's still not the end, but damn, that was a good one, because now they get their removal spell back. I mean, it's still killing the same Gurmag Angler that they were trying to kill before. Yeah. Which is good, because they didn't get back the Sphinx, so... yeah, he did. My turn. One. Neither of those are terrible. So I think I am going to take both of them and play the Swamp and wait on the Skeleton until next turn. And since I'm not blocking, we're jamming for 1 here. Skeleton will let me drain them for 1. The Silumgar holds off any creature that they draw here. Even if I have to sacrifice an actual thing to do it. Okay. Alright, so we got blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Blue and 5, 6, 7. So I really do want to exile more cards. 6, 7, so that leaves me with 2. Yeah, okay. All of those. And the blue. And 1. Auto pay the extort. Draw 3. Play the swamp. Play the skeleton. Auto pay. And hit them for 1. Okay. That's the turn back. Sphinx's Tutelage. That's a brutal one. We only have 14 cards left in our deck, and a bunch of them are blue and or black, so... Alright, block there. Let it die. Do what they do. Gust of Wind, which also lets them draw a card. I can stop them from drawing a card by playing the Silumgar Sorcerer and exploiting this. I won't be able to counter the spell, but it would stop them from drawing and stop them from milling me. I think that might actually be worth it here. Alright. Yeah, we just need to focus on getting them dead now, so... Pull him back, cast him again. That's the turn. They draw a card, I mill 2. Alright, did not get a double mill off of it, but they can still just spend 6 mana to loot here. That would not be great for me. I mean, it's not the worst, but I could get milled out very easily here, so... Yep. Alright, milled another land. Also milled one of my ways to buy a spell back, so that kind of sucks. Alright, once again, we block. Take him back. I have so many black spells, like... Almost my entire hand is mono black. Alright. Yeah. Yes, I would like you to discard Omnixlus's Cruelty here. As I desperately try and beat you down. Because I only have... like 4 more cards worth of your draw step to go. Well, there went my Dreadhound, which... would have been terrible for me for the mill, but... yeah, no, I'm just gonna die to the card draw. Unfortunate that we did not have a better counter spell for that thing, but... Alright, Cruelty that, because I only have 4 cards left in my deck, and I don't think I have a way to win anymore. Especially not with a land drawn. Yep. Yeah, I only have 3 cards left, so they just draw for their turn and cast their spell, and we're dead. Well, I tried. I did my best. Unfortunately, in the control matchup, that is a hell of a card to have drawn. Yeah, you got it. I needed my Dreadhound way before this so that I could have put enough pressure on them so that by the time we got to this point, they might have already been dead. Ah, well. Yeah, Sphinx's Tutelage is, like, terrible against blue, or against any of the red decks in the format, but against any of the blue decks in the format that are good, it's insane, so... it's kind of a 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Like, half the time it's amazing, half the time it's utter trash, and, like, do you run this card? It's like, well, if you get all the good matchups for it, yes. If you get all the bad matchups for it, no. Which isn't a 6 of one, half dozen of the other situation, because that's when they're identical. It's like, it's a 50-50 split on whether or not this card is actually a good card. Yeah, if you play against all the mid-range and control decks, then, like, mid-range it's questionable, because you need to actually control the board well enough. But against the other control decks, it's a hell of a win con that they can't interact with, normally. But against the red aggro decks, it's like, if my opponent plays that, I'm just kind of cackling while I'm killing them. Like, I don't know that I would have run Sphinx's Tutelage in this deck if I had it. It's that kind of, I don't know if this is a good card here or not, level of... I took Ob Nixilis' Cruelty, which is fine. This feels like another control matchup, so... I've missed the attack for one there. That was bad. Yep, that was real bad. I missed an attack for one on them. I got too concerned with actually drawing my cards and the fact that my things were potentially going to die. Oh! Oh, please. Please mill me. Jerk. They're like, nah, I see where this one's going. And I'm having exactly none of it, opponent. What do we have in the graveyard? Just have the bat. Now, let's get the flyer online first. Yeah, if they go for the cruelty, they won't even be able to attack into the 3-2 at that point without something else, so... Bonus points if they attack with the 2-4 and I block with the 3-2 and they decide to try and cruelty it. I don't know why they would do that. The 2-4 is not worth protecting, but... That'd be amazing. I'm not gonna stop them. Oh, is this Cruel Revival? Are they looking for a zombie in their graveyard? It might have been, but they don't have one, so... I guess it could be Treasure Cruise, then. Yeah, it's Treasure Cruise. Yep. They have a Screecher. Makes my 2-1 flyer way worse. Alright, so we make them sack one of their creatures, see which one it is. If they sack the Centaur, they gain a bunch of life, but then the Stinger can attack into them. If they sack the Bat, then they gain 2 and I immediately take 2 back off of them. Yep. Alright, I think we just run out the Butler at this point. Okay. Did not need to draw those lands when I still have one in hand, and the Gurmag in the graveyard is fine. Just get him back later. Next turn, especially if they tap out of the blue, we can deploy the Dreadhound. That does leave the Mizium skin down, but they are not firing off this cruelty, so... You can do it. Kill my thing. Kill me. Jeff Goldblum, but he's merged with a scorpion instead of a fly. You can do it. Have faith in you, opponent. Smite him, O mighty smiter. Yeah? Nothing? Keep highlighting him. Are you thinking about killing my flyer because you don't have a flyer instead? I will take that also, although it will mean that I don't have a great block for your 2-4 anymore. I gotta attack with it first. Nope. Nope, they're just going to pass the turn back. Well, if that's the case, then I think I want to hold up the Mizzium skin for forever. So... would getting the Gurmag Angler back be worth it? 3, 4, 5... I need to eat the 2 lands out of the graveyard? But I think so. Okay. Let's offer the trade then, or offer the... Okay. Gonna take the free eat. We'll untap that. Take action there. Grab back the Angler. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They might have Essence Scatter here, and that's fine. Yep, got him. That means they don't have Essence Scatter anymore for Dreadhound and Possessed Scab. So, you're A-okay with this transaction. Found a second swamp. Alright, I gotta be honest, I'm probably going to use Mizzium Skin to stop Dinrova Horror now. So that way I don't have to discard a card. And that way they have to use their cruelty on him now. Ooh, 4, 5, 6, 7. Low-key super tempting to just run that out, but I think we just slam Dreadhound. And I do think we hold the swamp in case there's like another Dinrova Horror. That was 3 lands we just milled. That's pretty good. And next turn we basically get to see their entire hand. I'm assuming they're going to either Cruelty the 3-2 or attack with the 4-4 and hope that I block with the 6-6 in an attempt to trade off for their Cruelty. So I won't be that silly opponent, I promise. I just Cruelty my 3-2 now. Because otherwise I'm going to block the 3-2 on the 4-4 and make them pull the trigger. Parrot's out. Started wooing. Well, that can make one of their creatures unblockable, so that's really potent. Alright, yeah, let's force the issue with the Cruelty first. Even if they use it, though, they'll have to discard one of the other 2 cards in their hand of my choice, so... chances are not particularly strong here. Unless they have a grip full of, like, good cards that they just didn't want to use up until this point. Because they're being awfully slow and conservative about it, which is fine if they do. Like, rushing into it and wasting spells. It's not the best, but... Ah! Well, that lets me take either the Cruelty or the other card. So they can detain the Scorpion and attack me for some damage, but Thassa already enabled their attacks. So I think I just take the Cruelty here. And... yeah, I don't want to trade the Scorpion for the 2/4, so we just kind of pass here. Let them get their scry on. They like their card. Yeah, they're going to have a whole bunch of flyers to work with now. So I'm going to need my 4/3 just to hold off their flyers. And that still lets the 3/1 attack in. On the bright side, I do still have... I don't really have anything worthwhile to get back, though. Like, I guess I could get back the Bat, but at this point I'm probably going to just get back the Wind Rider Patrol. Or maybe the Scorpion. You didn't detain the 1/3, so yes. Alright. 4, 5, 6. So 3 does not let me deploy anything else. That's true. I do still have the 2/1 flyer for the 3/1, so... The other option is to get back the Mizzium skin and protect all my things from their stuff. Like, right now, the 3/2 attacking is not terrible. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They're also only 1 mana away from Thassa being online, so that's a minor problem. I think we run out the 4/3 then. Make them have to use Thassa to make their guys unblockable. The card to the bottom. So there's a chance they drew a brick this turn. Unfortunately, there's only so long that that is true before they just have to have drawn something. Well, that sucks, because there goes my Possessed Scab, most likely. Yep. Well, joke's on them. Theirs didn't result in a 1/3 body on the table. But that does make my things worse. Blockable 4/4 coming in, yep. Yeah, unfortunately this is another game where I'm going to lose to a powerful enchantment, because there's just nothing I have that interacts with it. Well, I definitely want to take the thing that gives me the scab back. Alright, so we devour flesh first. See what they lose. Unfortunately, I'm on a very fast clock thanks to Thassa and everything being unblockable, so... yep, go ahead. And Snap took it. It's a Basilica Screecher. Okay, I don't want the Screecher to die. That's kind of low impact, so I want them to lose one of their other creatures. It's probably going to be the 2/4, because it's the least impactful, but... it does still force them to lose something here. Ah, they lost one of the flyers. Okay. Not gonna lie, little surprised about that one. I would have thought the 2/4 on the ground was their worst card, but okay. Currently have 12 cards left. Start pushing damage against them then. Just gonna take it, that's fine. Out the butler. Okay. Build a creature, so they took another damage. Killing the Dinrova Horror also takes them off a blue pip, so if they spend the mana to make that unblockable. Alright, that might have to die now instead of the Dinrova, because they do have way too many flyers. But we'll see how they attack first, and if they might make Thassa unblockable. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. See if they send anybody else in while they're buffed up. Ooh, perfect. Perfect. Alright, so we kill that, pull back that. Their guy dies, that deals him a point of damage. Thassa stops being a god. This blocks there, this blocks here. And I take one in the air. That's 3 more triggers. They go down to 8. Just exile Dinrova Horror now. You get back here. Let's see. They take 4. They block this 5, 6, 7. Oh, no. No, never mind. You guys were right. I was wrong. Get in there. Because that's actually lethal now. Alright, we did it. Things were looking a little dicey at the end, but, you know. Stayed calm, stayed collected, rallied. And they made an attack that was great if their guy didn't spontaneously explode in the middle of combat. And then that happened, and then they lost. I mean, we get to deploy a skeleton, have up the sorcerer, hopefully hit the disciple on 3, so I think this is reasonable against a lot of different hands. Like, we have the early creature to block with against a more controlling deck. We'll have to see what they do if I want to hold up the sorcerer or just deploy the stinger. I think I'm going to deploy the stinger here because I did not find another land yet. I really want to do that, so. Alright, there's our other land. So we get to play out the Dimir Guildgate here. It's a decent creature, but we do have the Devour Flesh, so play out the Guildgate. I think I just pass for right now. We'll see what creature they have. If they don't have one, I can trade the Stinger for their 2/2. That's not a problem. If they don't have one pre-combat, they don't want to make that trade. I can't really counterspell that, so we just let it happen. Yeah, unfortunately, Silumgar Sorcerer is only creature spells, so just kind of have to let them go. The Stern Warning. Okay, pull back our skeletons, since they can't really do anything else this turn. There's no, like, 1 mana flash creature that they're going to suddenly deploy here. I get to look at 4 of the cards in their hand if I do this. Yeah, okay, that seems too good. They might have the creature dies, it comes back tapped, +2/+0 trick here. Wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the cards they reveal now. But we get to see the bulk of their hand. Oh, I'm going to take the only creature they showed me. And don't need to attack yet. So they do have a bunch of lands in their hand, so Dinrova Har is very unlikely to get a relevant card out of their hand over the next 3 turns if I spike the land next turn. I think I wait for right now. They're not doing anything. I was gonna say, if they're just gonna... Yeah, that doesn't even matter to me. Like, I might attempt to Devour Flesh at the end of their turn. Ooh, they're going for the Cruelty. Do I care? Like, legitimately, do I care? This seems very low impact. I think I just let this happen. I think I pass. Oh, right. They're getting priority because of their insect itself. Can just sacrifice itself to its own ability if they needed to, so... well, that's Sidisi, and Sidisi's too good. Pretty sure we just counter Sidisi here and sacrifice our skeleton, because they might have a card so good that even if I killed the insect in response, the Nantuku Husk, it might still be a problem, so... Like, if they just sack Sidisi and got their best card, or if Sidisi's just in play. I don't think the Devour Fleshes are getting much better now, so let's just get rid of the Husk here. So that way we can attack for 3. I think we just pass, hold up the skin, bounce back this thing. If they deploy the 2/3 flyer, it's blocking enough of our stuff that I would Devour Flesh there also. So we let that happen. If they try and do anything else first. Another Husk. Well, 2/3 is definitely the bigger problem, so... Stop them there. Back our skeleton. Keep holding up the Mizium skin. My turn. Attack for 2. I don't want to be too passive, but... If I try and target the Husk, they just sacrifice in response, and then they don't have to discard a card, unless the cards in their hand are bad. So, the Dinrova Horror isn't doing much. Tapping out for the Dreadhound, when I can wait until I have 1 more mana. Yeah, see, like, the flyer isn't even that big a deal here, so I don't even care. In fact, because of all the things I could potentially exile it for or buy it back because of, we just kind of do this, I think. Alright, there's my island. So now I get to deploy the Dreadhound. Take 2 damage. And now they are infinitely far behind. Another Ardenvale. That's what it looks like. I could counter the Ardenvale here if I wanted to. It's low enough impact, though, that it's probably okay to just let them tap my things. Yeah, if all of the targets had hexproof, then the Ardenvale's spell would get countered, and the entire thing would be put in the graveyard, so... I could theoretically have done that there, but... The Ardenvale itself is not a problem either, is the thing. That's what it keeps coming down to. None of their creatures are all that much of a problem for me. Like, I still just get to jam with my 6/6 next turn. So... And if they attack here, I chump with the skeleton, they take a damage from the skeleton dying, and I recast it next turn. So... It's not even worth it for them to eat up my resources here. And now I get to do this. Blocks are terrible. Their blocks were always terrible, but they were expecting to have good blocks there, and then they weren't. So play the Possessed Scab, buy back the Mizzium skin, I think, over the non-targeted removal here. Next turn we can attack with the Possessed Scab too. Like, technically what they could do is they can chump with one of the creatures. Ah, hey, there's the Oligarch, but it's fine. It's not actually doing much. I have 17 cards left in my deck. Sure. So let's see. If they ate all of their creatures, they'd be doing fine here in theory. Alright. Yep, and then he blocks that, and they eat their thing. They get a 1/1. Get to eat my zombie that doesn't go to the graveyard anyway. Alright. Now that they've spent a bunch of their good resources... Oh yeah, no. Those can both go to the bottom. Wow. There's like nothing on top of my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to tap out. We have the Sorcerer, and the Scab, and the Winder in my graveyard, which aren't doing great here. We basically need to get rid of the Husk, so that way bouncing their things actually hurts them. But in order to get to that point, we kind of need to put enough pressure on them that they have to lose a bunch of creatures to keep their thing alive. Or just let it die. So first things first, keep attacking. Because technically they would have to eat all of their creatures here in order to kill this. 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yep, has to damage. Have to eat the 1/1. Which deals them a damage. So I can save my guy here, assuming that they have nothing, but I kind of just want to kill the 4/4, honestly. Like, this is fine. They take 2 more damage. Next turn I can just bounce... Well, I can bounce their guy, but then they could cast him as a spell, so that doesn't really help. Alright, maybe I did want to kill the Ardenvale then. That might have been me being silly. Alright, it's fine. It's fine, everybody. We did it. Anna Holly. Hello, welcome to the channel. Is Magic hard to play? Yes. I'm going to go with yes. The rules are complex. The card base is enormous. The formats are all over the place. Is it my favorite game? Oh. I mean, I do love Magic, but it's been a lot harder in the past few years to love Magic than it used to be. Ah, good. The Akroan Crusader. All right, we're just gonna shut this one down right now before they get a bunch of bodies. We're gonna take advantage of being on the play, and we're gonna get there. Oh, they're red-green. Huh. Not gonna lie, not what I was expecting when they went turn 1 Mountain Akroan Crusader. All right. Yeah, we can do this. We can just go back and forth for a little while. They can take one for forever. Eventually, they're going to play a giant green creature, and Silumgar's Sorcerer is going to be good. Yeah, I need another land before I can deploy the Butler. I usually stream daily. Every once in a while, not so much. But it depends on what's going on in life. Normally, though... Ah, there we go. Perfect. That's what I needed. Be gone, giant snake. You have no power here. Oh, hey, 5th land, right on time. So 5, 6, 7, we can lose our Skelly forever, and I think that's fine. 6, 7, yep. They have nothing going on, let's just ratchet up the pressure. I am from New Jersey in the United States. Alright, that's a creature. Alright, it's fine. I have to take the Cruel Revival here. Not mind seeing our old friend in Rovahar. That will actually deal with the token very well. Three, 4, 5. So we do get to Cruel Revival and hold up Mizzium's Skin if we want next turn, which I'm going to do. They get a free loot or rummage. Very cold this time of year. Ah, they're going to try and kill my flyer. Do I care about them killing the flyer? I feel a lot better about this if Mizzium's Skin actually countered the... or actually let the Gurmag Angler block this turn. But... because they're still going to get the +2/+2 on top of all of this, which is terrible. Yeah, I think I want to keep my flyer. Other thing? Are you going to be rude to my flyer? I'd still say it's Magic. You know, all things considered. I don't hate the game, but the company's just making it so hard to love it anymore. They're really trying. Follow the hammer. Okay, nope. 2 removal spells out of their hand. Take 8. Everything else is fine. Yep. Got it. The 10. Alright, so deploy that. Smack for 5. Kill this at 0. them go. That's not great. Hey, Rorkthar. How you doing? Alright. Yes, we're dealing with Rorkthar now. And they are going to 3, so... But Rorkthar is still insane. But if I had those, I wouldn't have people constantly coming into my channel and offering to sell me art. And then who would I talk to? Nah, I have an artist if I want people to do that for me. I just haven't gotten around to it because it's not a high priority for me. Yeah, there's Rorkthar again. Right side is I can take 6, so we can draw the removal spell, we just win. Mr. Buttles, that is not a removal spell. And unfortunately, you also don't help me present lethal here, so... Find something that does. That, not really. Rorkthar has to attack, but he's also vigilant, so that doesn't matter. Hound also not great for me, because now my edict effects don't kill them. And it's another reach creature. It's fine. It's not fine. It's a lot less fine. Okay. Scarmogus is Warhound. That makes sense. So I guess I have to double block Rorkthar then. Get him off the table. We only get to kill Gurmag Angler here. Okay. One down. Nope. Another brick. We attack them. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead creatures. It's a 5/5. Our Hydra's going to be coming back. And there went Cruelty, of course. Wouldn't want to draw that. That'd be terrible. Alright. They're 6/6. Get to loot again, rummage again, whatever. They get to discard and draw. They want to. Let's see. We have not hit any of the things we need to find just yet. Right side, if I block with the Dinrova Horror and the Undead Butler, if they're not careful, I get the Dinrova Horror back, so... Oh, that sucked. Why can't I have my removal spells? Why are mine in the graveyard? Self-mill deck. There we go. That's kind of the thing we needed. Unfortunately, it's not good enough anymore, because it kills the 3/4 without giving them a body, but it doesn't actually kill them. We're still going to do it, because we still have all of these butlers here, so eventually we'll push through the damage. But... And we're doing it now while they're tapped out. Need them protecting it. Yep, that's a 4/4. That is a hard to block 4/4. In my graveyard, Gurmag Angler, Ingenious Scab, the Windrider Patrol. Alright, let's attack with one of them then, because they can't really afford to block it here. Anything they block it with is probably going to be bad for them unless they have something, so... Alright. Maybe they have something then. Okay. Alright. Take action. Use the Windrider Patrol, because it's lethal by itself. Play it. See what they have that kills it. Because otherwise they just had to take one for like 2 turns and try and find something first. They're highlighting the Rhino, so it might be a fight. Or a punch. Well, Savage Punch would still get it because he'll buff it first, but... You still get one more shot at it with the other Butler, so... Expect them to exile it. Who knows, though? Maybe they will. They're going to give me a creature to draw 2 cards here. I accept. Did you draw an answer? Because given their life total, that is a huge desperation play. Because if they don't have anything to kill the patrol, then they don't have anything to kill the creatures that can now attack them as a group. So, alright, Audacity's good. I can only block with 1 creature, which is going to be the 4/4. Can they put enough pressure on me that I have to block both of their large tramplers? Because right now that's 12. They're going to look for another card. There's definitely things they could have here that would be problematic. They're attacking with everybody. That's not a great sign. So this blocks here. This blocks there. This blocks there. This currently has me taking 4, 5, 6. Do I have to block differently to not die here? Because the other option is to double block this, so I only take 1 trample there, chump here to get back my other thing. Like, if they have a Fall of the Hammer, I'm very, very dead here, so... But this only leaves me with 2 points of damage left on the table. And I don't know where the other damage is coming from, because I would have to draw a spell for the Seeker. Alright, I think we go back to the other way we were blocking, where we block here, and we just hope that they don't have it. So we take 4, 5, 6, go to 2. And just hope they don't kill me here. There's a lot of things they could have here that will definitely kill me, but this could also just be the desperation attack because they're out of stuff. Also, you're the one that's basically dead on board. Like, if you would like to concede, because I'm taking too long, by all means. Okay. Yep. Maybe they were you were going me because I was almost out of time. I think I still had, like, another time bank, though. Maybe they were genuinely worried that the game was going to end because I misclicked or didn't act fast enough. They really wanted me to, you know, win or lose based on the actual game. Might be giving them too much credit, though. But maybe if we believe in the decency of humanity, maybe, somehow, it'll be true. Oh, my hand is very blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-die. Alright, I have a curve. I don't think I can mulligan this. There's a lot of decks that will be able to beat me because none of my things are that impressive. But they're still going to need to have a draw like that. Like, if they're an aggro deck, they're probably going to run me over because my 2-drop, 3-drop aren't the best. Well, my 3-drop's a pretty decent blocker, in blue-black especially, so that's not terrible. And the fact that we have a 2 at all is not the worst, but confidence is low. I'm giving myself like a 4 on a scale of 10, but I don't know that mulliganing is actually going to make the hand better. Opponent did take a mulligan, though, so... Alright, and Laguna Band Elder, or Laguna Band Trailblazer, rather, is not the scariest card out of the aggro deck. Like, even if they have good aggro cards for it to buff it up. Alright, confidence is tepid but rising. So far, all the things they've deployed, my Ingenious Scab attacks very comfortably into them. Okay. They didn't have a swamp or a plains. Okay, they are missing land drops straight up. Alright, so if I attack with this, their options are to double block with their 2-2 and their 1-2 and lose both of them. Or to just take the damage here. So... I think I just hold up the Sorcerer in case they find their land and start throwing 3-drops at me. Because right now I do not love any of their chances. They kill my guy. Silumgar Sorcerer does not prevent that. Yeah, we just let that happen. 1 second. Alright. I wanted to know what I wanted for dinner, depending on where she's going, so... I'm back now, though. One, two, three, four, five. I can just deploy the Wind Rider Patrol next turn. Yeah, maybe I'm being a bit too conservative here. Like, they're missing land drops. I don't want to just, like, give them an easy win, though, is the thing. Like, let them actually use their cards properly. But if I let them beat in for a few points of damage and then just play way too scared, then I'm just letting them chip away at my life total. But alright, so Fellstinger, target me. Draw 2. Still missing a swamp. take action, exile that, buy back the Wind Rider Patrol. Alright, so we still have the Silumgar up for this turn. If they find their third land and actually start deploying things, we'll be ready. What does that take? That takes instants and sorceries, right? So, yeah, we just let that one happen. Like, that one doesn't matter. They will get to see that I have actual none of those. Alright, there's a cruelty. I think I just run out my 4-3 again, make them kill it again. Yep. Yeah, I think I fall too far behind life total-wise. I have way too many threats here for them. 5, 6... Alright, so we go 1, 2, 3... I think 4... 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, finally found a second black. We have 17 cards left in the deck. Found our skeleton. Which will be good with our Dreadhound, because then we can attack into stuff with it. Okay. I'm assuming that the one they left on top was a land of some kind. Yep. Alright, so let's get the Dreadhound online. This leaves a mana up for the thing. We missed, but that's okay, because their removal isn't going to work. I mean, that's annoying, because they get to hit me for 3, but then we get to cruelty that, and then they have a 2-2 on the ground, and I do not care. Alright. I think we're there now, so... Yeah, I think we just cruelty down their bat. We could have let them go for the double block, or the... No, double block doesn't work. They only have 5 power, so yeah, we didn't... We just kill their bat and attack them for 6, because that's what's happening this turn. Yeah, let's play our bat now. They were stuck on lands, they've drawn out of it, but they're so far behind on board. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna use the Silumgar on that to protect our thing. We have the shields down for that turn, but they still have to kill the Dreadhound, so... Alright, well... Started off a little rocky, rallied to 5 wins. It's the Magic Gamer. As opposed to the rest of us playing Magic the Gathering, who are not, in fact, Magic Gamers. Alright, I have Skeleton into Devour Flesh, so I don't get run over. I have both of my colors. I would prefer to find the island first for Silumgar, but... any lands will help. There's a very real chance that we miss our land drops and we just die, but we're on the draw. We have a reasonable opener. And against red-white... Oh, we're against Gates, never mind. We're not against red-white, we are against Gates. Blue-black is pretty strong against gates, but we don't actually have the, like, hard counters. Ooh, they're missing lands also. Well, this is going to be rough for them, because we are going to just run them over now, because we drew the Scorpion. Okay, well, we're not going to get to play the Scorpion this turn, but we will kill their 2/2. And get another look at the land next turn. Which we did find. Alright, well, we can't deploy the thing if they... I was going to say, if they have another rare flash creature, good for them, but... If they have a way to kill the skeleton... Oh, they're going to kill the Scorpion? Sure. I was going to say, if they have a way to kill the skeleton... Felstinger has left the battlefield... Oh, right. I had genuinely forgotten about that. Thank you, Arena. It's been so long since I played with Exploit that I genuinely forgot that that's how that worked. Alright, well, let's look at 3 cards from their hand that they can't play right now. Take one of them away. Void Winnower, Skyrider, Bring to Light. I mean, this is just a big dumb flyer, and I have odd base removal spells. But this is also the only one they can play. So it's one of these two. I guess it's still Bring to Light, because I really don't care about their creatures right now. Okay. That is, in fact, fine. Play a 4/3 flyer, because right now they can play a 3/3 flyer, and that's neat and all, but... Or they can play another briefcase and try and set something up. I mean, I'm still just gonna jam with everybody each turn now, until they're dead. Now we just sit on the Sorcerer for forever. Yeah, it's fine for right now. Like drawing a land and a removal spell. Or a card draw spell, rather. We don't deploy the Butler then. We just hold up Silumgar and Cruel Revival and wait for them to do something. Red and Bite from this, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to do it. Like, they were already behind before, so... Yeah. Yeah, that just demoralized them enough. That was not a good game of Magic, but... I also like winning, so we'll take it. There have been plenty of times where I've gotten stuck on mana and not been able to get there. I forget, is this the final boss now? Like, are we 6-3, or 6-2 rather? Like, this is the 7-2 versus 6-3 finish? If it is, we've got a Mythic player. We went from a Diamond player to a Mythic player as our last round opponents. Opponents on the play, and this hand is only good if they are not aggro. If they're an aggro deck, I'm going to get run over. If they are a mid-range or control deck, though, I have card draw and a removal spell. I think I keep this, and I think I just accept that I die to, like, a red-white deck or a red-black deck, I think. They were also either distracted or very iffy on keeping their hand. That's the thing I least wanted to see. Alright, well. Yeah. If we were on the play against this, we might still be fine. We would get to untap and cruelty that immediately. Ooh, maybe the question of if they wanted to keep this hand was because they didn't have anything to buff their guy with. Alright, I think it's just too fatal if I don't kill one of their creatures here. If they untap with Suzuri Shelter, I'm just entirely dead. So, like, this is still incredibly bad for me, but if they had the Shelter and something else, yeah. There's absolutely no way I win this game. And since I'm tapped out, they can, like, free roll, hit me with everything if they have it, so. I'm not gonna lie, Skeleton, actually not bad. Like, we deploy him here because they don't actually have Trample, and they only have the one body, so this might be able to buy me enough time. And I do think we just pass. We want to buy back the Skeleton at the end of the turn. As opposed to going down another 2 life. We might have to cast that next turn, though, to try and find our 6 land on time. But yeah, we definitely just run out the block here. We just need to buy some time. Ooh, it left up the Mizzium skin. I don't know if that was correct or not. I do want to pull back the Cruelty, though. Yep, okay. I think I take this turn. Kind of just keep making them have it each time. Alright, deploy another creature that deals with their 1/1, ostensibly. That is another problematic creature for me. Alright, let's pre-combat this, see what happens. See if they actually have a way to protect it. Or, not pre-combat, but pre-blocks. Because this way I'll know what their options were, in theory, and I can decide how I want to block. Because they might be worried now if they save him, yeah, that they're not protecting that. So... Alright, let that resolve. I want to see where the power and the toughness went here. They're leaving the card on top. So, I believe this thing is getting the toughness then. Oh no, that thing got the power. So, technically I can double block here and take 7. And then kill this one next turn. I'm still very much up against it. I might even die right now, depending on what they have or what's in their deck, but... Did draw the 6 land, so we can play the land, cast Inrova Horror, hope that they don't have a way to deal me a point of damage, bounce their biggest threat, make them discard a card, see if it's the other card in their hand, or if they keep the unknown, okay. A targeted effect would be too bad for us, like if they play that thing and target this, and... get to make another body. Ooh, Anax and Cymede. Fortunately, we're going to get to kill that before they can top deck a way to target it and give their team trample mid-combat. But... yeah, this is still pretty bad overall. We are stable, but 2 life is so precarious against this type of deck. basically looking for my bat right now. Or anything else that would let me kind of claw back into this. And now I think we go on the offensive, because if we don't do something soon, we're just going to die. The more time we give them, the more likely I am to just lose, so... And they might go for, like, a removal spell on one of my things, and we get to protect it. That's terrifying. Alright, let's see what we see first. I think. Or do we have to just attack with the 4/4 also? Maybe we do have... We have to get them dead. This is a 2-turn clock if they don't block. We still have the zombie coming down this turn, and the Mizium skin. View battlefield, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. View browser. Alright, I will take the large body here. For right now, deploy this. And hope it's enough to at least force them to do something that they don't want to do, other than attack me and try and kill me here. Alright, land's not what they needed. Alright, so... They have to block at least one of these, in theory. Or they just die. Okay? Alright, they have to block 2 of these, in theory, or they just die. Okay. Alright, that takes out 2 of their creatures. There's the bat. Give me the bat. Hold up the Mizium skin. Hope they don't draw the shock. Why can't you give me hexproof also? Mizium skin. Okay. Was that actually our final boss, or do we have one more? Yes, I had a wonderful time. Thank you for asking, Arena. Oh my god. And that was it. That is our 7 wins. Alright, so, like I said, I'm about to have dinner soon, so we'll call it there. I'll be back on later tonight, doing Baldur's Gate 3. We're doing my first playthrough with it. My brother and his friend are both playing alongside me. My brother's friend has been doing a solo campaign also, where he is further ahead than we are in the current campaign, so he kind of knows some stuff. But for me, it's a first-time playthrough, so we're doing that, and it's been fun. So if you're interested in that, also if you're catching the VOD for this, I have uploaded the VODs for my Baldur's Gate playthrough, so if that's something you're interested in, you can check that out on my YouTube channel also. But that's going to do it for me for right now, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.